Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras, here with ILTV's morning briefing. Israel says it has just totally destroyed a new terror tunnel believed to be used by Hamas in southern Gaza. Unlike past tunnels discovered and destroyed by the I.D.F, this one is astonishing in both its sophistication and build, and the fact that it extended hundreds of meters into Israeli territory as well as into Egypt. This is the third terror tunnel destroyed by Israel in as many months. Perhaps not so ironically, the tunnel ran underneath Kerem Shalom crossing, where hundreds of trucks cross in and out of Gaza every day, carrying humanitarian supplies. The I.D.F shut down the Kerem Shalom checkpoint in order to launch its operation. Unlike past tunnel demolitions, Israeli jets pummeled the tunnel inside Gaza borders from above. Though Hamas denies the tunnel was used for terror, Israeli intel says otherwise, especially considering it extended all the way into Egypt, where weapons could easily be smuggled through. Top I.D.F officials confirmed that this was, quote, a significant asset, and even say that more tunnel demolitions are on the way. Israeli Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman has perhaps said it best though, saying, quote, the message to the leader of Gaza and its citizens is clear. Invest in the sanctity of life and not in digging your own catacombs, end quote. Despite repeated criticism and promises to withdraw the United States from the Iran nuclear deal, President Trump has just re-signed the waiver, officially keeping the deal alive. Iran is hailing this as a victory over the United States, but Trump himself says that this is the last time he'll sign the deal unless it can be fixed before the next deadline. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has been one of the few world leaders to join Trump in condemning the deal, claiming that Iran has violated the spirit of the agreement. The deal lifts economic sanctions on Iran in exchange for Tehran agreeing to halt its nuclear development program. But Israeli leaders say Iran is determined to develop nuclear weapons by any means necessary. Intelligence has indeed suggested Iran may still be pursuing its nuclear program, but United Nations watchdogs have so far been unable to find any such evidence. Iran remains one of Israel's fiercest enemies, consistently funding terror against the Jewish state, and a nuclear-armed Iran would definitely be the culmination of Israel's biggest fears. But the majority of the world's leaders say the nuclear deal is the only thing that's kept Iran from becoming a North Korea, which did develop nuclear weapons despite international sanctions. Netanyahu and Trump, however, argue that that's exactly what will happen if the deal remains in its current form. At least 100,000 Palestinians currently hold work permits for employment either in Israel or in the Israeli territories of the West Bank, and now the government is set to approve an additional 7,500. Further, there are nearly 30,000 to 40,000 Palestinians working in Israeli territories without permits, bringing the total number closer to 150,000. While some fear that this increase would correspond with an increase in terror attacks, the addition of 7,500 permits was reviewed by the Defense Ministry, which has likely taken such risks into account. Additionally, with unemployment in the West Bank holding at close to 20%, most Palestinians look at work in Israel as something to covet, as wages and benefits from Israeli employers are typically much better than comparable Palestinian alternatives. Palestinian Labor Minister Mahmoud Abu Shahala said that while he was uninformed of such a move, he would welcome it. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has just landed in India, the first official visit of an Israeli leader to the country in 15 years. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually surprised Netanyahu by being there on the tarmac to greet him with a hug, kicking off a week-long visit to boost economic ties between the two countries. This historic visit brings the largest entourage of representatives from Israel's agriculture, cybersecurity, defense, health, and food industries in the country's history, promising all kinds of new business ties between Israel and the world's second most populated country. Notably absent from the entourage, however, is the Prime Minister's son Yair. The young Netanyahu is currently embroiled in a large public scandal after recordings of him taken outside a strip club 2 years ago leaked to media, containing derogatory remarks about women and boasts of a $1 billion gas deal allegedly made for the father of a friend. The Prime Minister has defended his son's apology and attacked the media's publishing of the tape just moments before his flight, saying, quote, think how you would feel if your children had been trampled with endless cruelty, wickedness, and hypocrisy, end quote. Regardless, the 130-person delegation will now begin a full week of meetings, business deals, and gatherings, which will even include a new joint production deal bringing Bollywood productions to the Holy Land. For the first time ever, the Hebrew University's Albert Einstein collection will now be heading to Asia to be exhibited in Taiwan, China, and Japan. According to the university, the collection, which is the largest Einstein collection on Earth, includes, quote, his 1921 Nobel Prize, handwritten pages from the theory of relativity, letters exchanged with Sigmund Freud, family members, and lovers, and the physicist's own vinyl record collection, end quote. The display even includes a copy of Einstein's pipe, the only replica going on tour. Further, in addition to being the first time the exhibit has gone to Asia, it's also the first time such a large portion of the exhibit has been sent abroad. To keep all the works safe and, quote, to throw off potential thieves, the university has also hired an armored truck, a police escort, and a dummy truck for the duration of the trip. The German-born physicist died at the age of 76 in 1955, leaving all of his archives to the Hebrew University then.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.